So what went wrong in the second half, Coach?
Well, there were three things. First of all, let me address the Flaugier stuff. I set Flaugier. The doctor didn't tell her she had to sit. The trainer didn't tell her she had to sit. This started before the Texas game, and I encouraged her to sit then. When your shins are hurting you, it's like your feet and your back. When they are hurting, you cannot mentally perform. I don't care how tough you are, how much pain tolerance you have, it affects you. And she has tried her hardest and put her heart out there, and I just decided after Alabama, we're a 3 seed no matter if we win another ball game. So why not do it now? And that decision was made by me. And knowing that we were going to miss 19 points a game and all her rebounding and her defensive stuff, but that's okay. Win or lose, you're still a 3 seed. The conference tournament part of it, I feel like no matter what happens there, we've earned the right to host here. So whether we're a 2 seed, 3 seed, 4 seed, the most important thing is to get her healthy before the NCAA tournament begins. What happened, there were 3 things you needed to do against Ole Miss, and we did them for the most part in the first half except for the first quarter. You needed to keep them out of the paint. They were averaging 34 points in the paint. They got 38 against us. The second thing you needed to do is take care of the ball. Their points off turnovers, they were averaging 26. They got 27 on us. And lastly, offensive boards. We competed with them, and then we didn't compete with them, and I think they're averaging 16 offensive boards a game, and they got 16 against us. So in every aspect or every part of the scouting report we gave them, we didn't do a good job, and it all began in the second half. Turnovers. You had just turnovers. I mean, you can't win in anything in sports turning the ball over, and we did it at the beginning of the third quarter. We did it at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Second quarter, we didn't do it as much, and so consequently, you went in with a lead at half.
Yeah, Coach, obviously Ole Miss prides itself on its defensive pressure. Is that similar to what Texas did?
Absolutely, it's similar. The difference is Texas can score the ball better than Ole Miss. Ole Miss hit some threes today that they don't normally hit, so they got on a roll. So, yeah, we knew their defensive pressure was going to be like that.
Hey, Coach Santiago Rodriguez, Tiger TV. I wanted to ask you about the SEC tournament. You're probably going to play against Alabama, Texas, and South Carolina, which are 3 teams that already defeated you. How would you guys prepare for that, knowing that the NCAA tournament is going to be after that?
I'm not sure we're going to be playing all 3, to be honest with you. When you don't have all your weapons, all you can do is go out there and compete. If it's, I guess, Alabama, you're saying they lost today, and they're the 6th seed, and they're in that part of the bracket, you know what? They got to win some games to get to us. So anything's possible. I can't think of all those teams we have to play that beat us. All I can think about is our team and trying our best to get the amount of rest that's needed, and then just go compete. And if we lose in the first round, we lose. If we win, we win. But you gotta be smart in getting Flaugier well. You gotta be smart in resting, and that's the way I approach it. I've always had a hard time with conference tournaments. Conference tournaments, I really don't understand if you're a top seed how they benefit you. I've never understood that. And that's even way back before I got to LSU. I think conference tournaments maybe make money for people. I don't know. I think conference tournaments are good for Cinderellas, but how many Cinderellas do you really have in the women's game? So we'll go and we'll compete and do the best we can.
Coach, obviously you said it earlier, needed to be more physical in the paint. What do you need from your big Samaya and Jersey, knowing that Anissa can't do it all?
Well, you gotta, when you got people burying you, do you understand what I'm talking about? When they bury you and you're behind and you got 2 feet in the paint, nothing good happens. You're either gonna foul or they're gonna score. You have to do your work early. You have to 3/4. You have to front. You have to pull the chair. You can never stop and just allow, particularly a bigger, stronger player. And you saw that all night tonight.
We got time
Or
for
today.
more with Coach.
Today. No, let's talk. I'm good. Don't rush them. Where in the hell else I'm gonna go? Eat some crawfish?
Sounds good. Kim, I did want to ask about the confidence level of Flage being healthy. I know it's 3 weeks, but I know shin splints are a tough thing. Do you guys feel confident in her ability to get back fully healthy?
Oh, yes, I definitely think when you have inflammation in your shins, I'm told rest is the best thing for it. So yes, I have a lot of confidence that she'll be ready to go. Now, she may miss like the flow of the game a little bit, not practicing every day, but I know that she'll be doing all the things she can to stay in shape.
I had a couple if I could. First, I was going to ask you about if the NCAA, how they were going to evaluate you with or without Flage. I saw some that said you were going to be a 2 seed perhaps, but you feel confident you'd be a 3 no matter what?
No, we're a 3 seed in the SEC tournament.
I see.
See, we're a 3 seed today, right? Am I wrong?
That's correct.
So going into my decision about Flage, win or lose, we are the 3 seed in the SEC.
Got you.
Yeah, not NCAA.
Okay. So whatever you do in the tournament, do you want them to look at your team, hey, Flage's
No,
not
they're
playing
gonna look
it?
at it however they want.
Yeah.
Then, we've earned the right to host here. And I don't think that you put much stock necessarily in a conference tournament unless it's just a finite deal between, 2 teams that might have been co-champs, or does this one get a 1 seed or 2 seed? I don't feel like anything we do in the conference tournament, even if we lost the first game, is going to affect us hosting here. We have a great body of work, and Flage will be back. Sometimes, I guess, in the past, they have not seeded people based on season-ending injuries, like a torn knee and all that. That's not what's going on with Flage at all.
And the turnovers, you said they cost you the game, so why the turnovers? What are you seeing? What needs to improve them?
All you can do is address it. I can't dribble it for them, and I mean that in a very honest way. All you can do is what we do every day. Have the guys guard them, have the guys be physical, have the guys push, have the guys do all the things. You got to go do it. You got to take care of the ball. And that's really what cost you the game, was the turnovers. You lost the 13, I think you went up 15 initially, but then you just turned it over and turned it over and turned it over, and consequently, they won the game.
Morrow talked about aches and pains, of course, Flage with the shin splints. With these double bye, do you maybe think about pulling back in practice or take an
we
extra
pull
day?
back. We don't go. That's the hard part for a lot of coaches this time of year, is how hard do you go? You can't go out there and go hard. But then you've got a different lineup now. Maybe a couple of them need to be going hard. Maybe they need to be pushed. But as a team, you have to be cognizant of the fact that it's been a long season. It's been a good season. And let's just be smart here.
Hey, Coach, with Miracle's activity level, just what have you learned about the lineups that you can play with her and the different ways you can use her on the court?
Well, Miracle brings a lot of energy. She, I had to look at her stats, right? She had 4 steals, which is outstanding. She had 5 rebounds. She shot 50% from the field and only 2 turnovers. So she was only 2 of those 23. What I look at is one of them had 4, one of them had 5, one of them had 6. So she was on the low end of the turnovers there. So she's just active. She just plays really, really hard.
Michaela had 25 today. I think, remembering around this time last year, she was dealing with a foot injury. I assume something similar to what Flage's got going on.
No, hers was more serious. She had a line in hers, yeah, she had a stress reaction, stress fracture, whatever the heck it was. Flage doesn't have that. Flage's is a pain tolerance and nothing more. And so she's been able to convince the doctors and the trainers that she could go ever since it started 2 weeks ago. And I just have watched her. I mean, I know her skill level, and it's like, why are we doing this? You're not gonna, with her and winning, you're not gonna increase your seed at the SEC tournament. And losing without her is not gonna make it worse, so shut her down. And that's what I did.
Yeah, and so with Michaela, if you look back at last year at this time, what's different about her game now, or what is she providing you now that she wasn't giving you last year around this time?
Well, I think she's more confident. I think freshman year is your most difficult year, and she got a lot of experience as a freshman, played a lot of minutes. So I think she's more confident. What I feel bad about as her coach is I'm having to ask her to play multiple positions. And I just don't think that that's fair. But she takes it like a trooper, and she does whatever you ask her to do. And she's just a baller, and I really appreciate that I can ask her 1 minute to be the point guard, and the next minute to be at the wing, and then the next minute to be at the four, and she seems to be able to handle all of it.
You had a big crowd to see your seniors and honor your seniors. What did you think about that ceremony, and just what do you think about the entire class, including people like Amani who don't play a ton but are important to the program?
Well, I've told you the basketball side of losing today, but the part I do feel for are the seniors losing on their senior day. The saddest day of your life is when you hang that jersey in that locker and you can't ever put it on again, and some of them won't ever put it on again when they leave college. The other thing was this team had a chance at history. If they had won 28 games this year, that's the most ever in the history of this program in a regular season. This team. Not the team that won the Natty, not the team that had Angel Reese last year. This team had a chance to do that. And that moment is lost and gone. And then just losing two in a row. And especially at home. I feel bad for that, but I'm not going to become devastated over it. I'm not going to, throw them under the bus. I'm not going to, we got to deal with what we got to deal with Flagey, and we got to deal with what we got to deal with, and where we're deficient some spots on the court, you deal with it and you just keep going. We've had a great year, and we're going to keep trying to win more games.